Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Minecraft RTX Survival. I hope you guys are having a good day. Welcome back to the RTX world. Today, I've just been doing a little bit more work on the house before we kick off the video. I've been working on this little enchantment nook over here, and once again using those colored light sources a little bit around here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to downlight this whole area with this blue light, but it really felt nice having the warmer lights to complement the light that's coming in from the window, and then having the bookshelves uplit instead. And I'm wondering if maybe we want to have a red and blue light here to make purple. We could do a little bit of fun stuff with that, but mostly I just wanted to move my enchanting setup inside so that I'm not having to enchant out in the open anymore, and it really feels more like part of the house. I'm slowly but surely working on the interior of this whole place. There's still a little bit up here going on, a little bit of exposed redstone, still trying to work out some of the layout of the upstairs floors and what everything on the downstairs floors is really for, but I think we are making some progress here. And the first thing I wanted to do in this video is enchant this bow, because I've had an unenchanted bow in this world for too long, and I want to make sure that I can at least get some decent enchants on it. We've got Unbreaking 3 in the table, crossing my fingers to get something else, and of course it's just Unbreaking 3. Of course it is. Well, never mind, because I do have a few enchanted books out here. I'm not certain if any of these enchantments are really relevant to a bow. We have Thorns. No, that's not going to make anything. I mean, we have Punch, and we have, yeah, none of those are really going to work for us. So I think what we're going to do is combine it with this Infinity Bow, and then try another enchantment to see if we can get power while I still have 30 levels. And that way, we'll be set up enough that I can use an Infinity Bow in the Nether, because that's what we're going to do today. We are going to head to the Nether, maybe try and look for a fortress, but I think our primary concern is the fact that really close to our Nether portal spawn, we have a Bastion. And I'm really interested in seeing what the inside of this Bastion looks like. There we go, Infinity on a flame unbreaking bow. We still don't have power, oh dear. Well, I wonder if maybe I can end up getting it on a book or something like that. Or maybe we'll do another bow enchant and just keep one of these in reserve. But yeah, it looks like the books aren't giving me much either. But either way, I did want to make sure that we had an Unbreaking 3 Infinity Bow that just really has Punch. I feel like this bow is probably a good one to get into the Nether with. Yeah, we'll pop the rest of those in there. I'm not too worried about Punch, and Flame isn't going to help all that much, although it might give us the edge in certain combat situations, so maybe we'll go with that. But yeah, I really want to investigate this Bastion. I really want to see what it looks like in the RTX rendering engine, but I also just want to see what's in there in general. And I think it is one of the Bastions that has the kind of treasure room in it, so we should be able to get a fair amount of gold from there. We'll also potentially have the use of a Magma Cube Spawner, which, if we can turn into a farm later in this series, is going to be an enormous asset for us to be able to farm Magma Cream and also get a bit of experience from it. So I'm also slowly transferring some materials into storage areas in that house. The last thing I want to do before we go to the Nether is really fix up the armor that I've got going on, and I'm thinking it might be time to start enchanting some of this diamond stuff as well. We've got diamond boots and leggings all set up. We'll need to have at least one piece of gold armor, which I'm thinking should probably be a helmet. I tend to rock a helmet whenever we go to the Nether. And I'll need an iron chest plate, I think is probably going to be the best way of approaching this. And I think a couple of quick trips to the Nether is also how we're going to handle the XP problem, because right now I don't have a great way of farming XP, and I've mostly been relying on quartz and a few other things like, you know, farming mobs here and maybe getting some XP from the furnaces in order to get myself some XP for enchanting. We just need a little bit more of that, so I'm going to pop through to the Nether with my fortune pickaxe, try not to aggro too many of the locals, and we'll see how much XP we can get for enchanting. And while I go hunting in the Nether for XP, I want to take some time to once again thank NVIDIA and Scan for sponsoring the first 5 episodes of this series. I don't make sponsored videos very often because I know the average sponsorship really isn't going to interest my audience, but there's a reason I jumped at the chance to work with both Scan and NVIDIA, and I think it's because they're both doing something exceptional. Not only are Scan an awesome supplier of computer hardware and pre-built PCs, they've also provided me with this custom-built PC, which is just a dream come true. And you can get your own 3XS custom PC with an RTX 30 series graphics card at its heart by visiting their website at scan.co.uk, where they have a whole range of 3XS PCs ready to order. NVIDIA has done something truly remarkable by bringing RTX ray tracing into Minecraft on Windows 10, and the true power of that can be felt in the new 30 series graphics cards. The GeForce RTX 3080 I'm using features 2nd generation ray tracing and 3rd generation tensor cores, and is capable of playing RTX games like Minecraft at 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. It's up to 2 times faster than the previous RTX 2080, and I used the 2080 before, so I've really felt the difference in gameplay, video rendering times, and overall performance. The result is that Minecraft RTX now genuinely feels like a viable part of the landscape for me. Now it's in full release, I plan on continuing this series for a while, and if you feel like playing along and you've got an RTX capable graphics card, you can just load up the Minecraft Marketplace in Minecraft for Windows 10 and you'll find a bunch of RTX maps ready for you to explore. Alternatively, check out NVIDIA's guide to converting any of your worlds into Minecraft RTX with a special RTX PBR resource pack. I'll leave a link in the video description along with the pack I'm using for this series. Hey folks, welcome back. So I spent a bit of time getting some enchanting done off camera, and my gear is still not in an ideal place. Obviously, we're still working with iron armor and so forth, but I wasn't able to get decent protection enchantments across everything. I ended up going with protection 1 and breaking 1 on this iron chest plate. We got protection 3 on the leggings and the boots, but no unbreaking, no other enchantments really to speak of. Got some blast protection on a lucky helmet enchant that also has aqua affinity, so we just need respiration to really make that the ideal helmet right now. And I have a power 3 book that I'm going to apply to this bow in the anvil here, which I didn't want to do until later because it costs a few additional levels, but at least we are now working with a semi-decent bow. Now I'm going to swap out the netherite pickaxe and probably leave that here because I don't really want to risk losing my only netherite tool in the world right now, so I think we're going to leave that in there. And I'm going to grab a couple more things that I think will be beneficial to us on this trip. I'm going to chuck the rest of the quartz in here, and I think what we want to do is bring with us a couple of boats. Now, boats are going to be ideal here for trapping the Piglin Brutes. Piglin Brutes are one of the biggest problems when encountering a new bastion, and I always forget, although I remembered this time around, that you need a shovel to craft a boat in Bedrock Edition because they look like oars and they basically act as the oars for the boat. So that's kind of an odd thing that I need to remember when I'm switching between Bedrock and Java. But now with my inventory looking the way it is and a decent set of tools, I think it is probably time to go and take on the Bastion. And I'm a little bit apprehensive about this, but hopefully as long as we can trap the Piglin Brutes somehow, we shouldn't really run into too much trouble. So let's hop on through the portal and see how things go. Alright, welcome back to the Nether, and I gotta say, having a flame bow has been really helpful in cooking up some extra pork chops just from these hoglins. So if I need a little bit of extra food, all I really need to do is dip into this crimson forest, whack the hoglins with my sword a couple of times and finish them off with a bow, or make sure they're on fire when I kill them with a sword. It's nice and easy to take care of them now. And over here in the distance is the foreboding shape of the Bastion, so it's time to branch out in this direction. I have explored a little bit further afield as I've been traveling around looking for quartz to mine up, but I still have not discovered a nether fortress yet, so that's probably going to mean a bit of a further expedition, maybe on a strider or something like that, so that we can potentially branch out in search of a nether fortress and get our first blaze powder, lead into potion brewing, and that will allow me to explore the nether a little bit more carefully with fire resistance potions and the like. But with this bastion being so big, I'm really not sure exactly where I want to make my first point of entry. There are, of course, a few things hidden in the foundations, like where you see the chiseled blackstone right there. A lot of the time when you see this chiseled blackstone brick, it means that the piglins have a vault of gold nearby, and so I'm wondering if I dig a little bit further this way, if I'll run into that stuff. It's usually buried somewhere down here by the foundation, and part of me really relies on the subtitles in Java Edition to see what's around me and see if the Piglin Brutes are nearby, so I'm a little bit apprehensive here of making sure that I don't run into any of the Piglin Brutes. There, once again, is the chiseled blackstone, which hopefully means if I dig around in here, looks like we've broken out into a corridor of sorts, and I wonder if behind these we're going to encounter some gold blocks. It's funny, but I've not really found any gold blocks at all while I've been digging around here. What I have heard, though, is a lot of lava noise. So I think maybe what I might end up doing is go in from the top instead of from down here, because I don't want to risk digging upwards into the areas of lava that are in these treasure bastions. So I'm thinking maybe I grab a few blocks of netherrack, or maybe some of the blackstone that I've already gathered here, and we end up pillaring up to the top of the bastion and taking it from the top down. With all of the ghasts around, staircasing up here with netherrack has never felt more dangerous. And remember, I don't have any kind of like feather falling enchantment on my boots yet, but alright, we are on the roof of the bastion, and I need to see if there are any holes in here, or if we are just going to head over to the other side of the roof. Let me quickly take out these ghasts, and boy am I happy that I have a bow that can basically one-shot ghasts now. It makes me feel a lot safer while I'm exploring this environment. Let's make sure we've got netherrack, or maybe let's use the blackstone bricks on the hotbar here. And yep, this is looking a little bit more like what I'm used to. I think we'll probably hop down onto this bridge and see if we can start exploring the bastion from there. There is one of our Piglin Brutes over there in the distance, so I wonder what range I need to get into to aggro him at a safe distance that we can put him in a boat and deal with him that way. Alright, the brute is over there, and it hasn't spotted me yet, but I'm wondering if I put down a boat now, if he'll be able to just run into that if I get a little bit closer and get within aggro range. I'm going to try and make sure that he doesn't have any way to get up here towards me, and I might have to, yeah, let's block off this exit in this direction just to make sure that we don't have anything coming at me from behind. If I defend myself, the other piglins are probably going to come after me for that, so I want to make sure that there are as few opportunities for an ambush as possible, and the brute is going to come down one of these staircases any second now, so I've got my shield at the ready to defend myself if I need to. Yep, there they are, and there's two of them. Oh, good. Best case scenario for me. Let's pop down a second boat over here and get pillared up here if we can. Now, hopefully they should just wander directly towards me, and yes, into the boat. Okay, that is one of two. Should be able to safely dispose of him without angering too many other piglins in the area. Let's just give him a couple of quick swipes of the sword, and it feels so good to be able to take care of a Piglin Brute that safely. At least these two boats are going to be the trap for the next one that's up there, and as for other piglins in this structure, I haven't seen that many. I'm certainly hearing my fair share of angry snorting though, so the brutes cannot be far behind, and I expect they will have brought reinforcements at this point. Now, I did see one of them over here. Yep, he's over here, and if I dodge around this way, there we go. Now he's aggroed on me. Fantastic. Let's run down a slightly safer way this time. Let's hop down here, across the bridge, and if I haven't outrun him, then hopefully he should be making his way down here. I have a feeling he's getting stuck on the scenery, though. Alright, he is on me this time, and whoa, okay, yep, I'm taking a couple of hits. I'm just going to try and knock him off there, and I wonder if he ended up in the lava. I definitely heard a death there. Great stuff. Okay, well, hopefully none of the other piglins in the neighborhood saw that, and I should be good to go and check out that chest. Alright, looks like we are in the clear, and let's open this up. We got some gilded blackstone, awesome, a little bit of extra iron, and I honestly don't mind taking the chains. At this point, iron is a little bit scarce for me right now in the overworld. We got a little bit more gilded blackstone and some gold armor as well. Nothing to write home about, no pig step disc or anything like that, but I have a feeling you get those in different bastions anyway. Let's move out onto the ramparts here, and I can never remember if there are chests up here or not. I don't raid bastions frequently enough to really have memorized the layout, but I have a feeling that there are some more chests in other areas around here. So let's dodge down here and see if, yes, we got a double chest here that doesn't look like it's guarded right now. Fantastic. All right, well, we got a block of gold in there, plenty of magma cream, a snout banner pattern, which I'm always in favor of, and let's grab the gilded blackstone, a couple of other bits and pieces here as well, but nothing huge. The main treasure, of course, is going to be in the central part of the bastion, so I think we're going to head over there in just a second. Yep, as far as interference from the other piglins, it looks like I got lucky. If there are any spawned in this bastion, they are a little bit further down, and the Piglin Brutes were the ones guarding the upper level. Oh, it's nicely lit down here with all of this lava, and the lanterns are providing some excellent light as well. I heard a snort from a nearby wall, but I'm just going to ignore that for now. The piglins can leave me alone if I can leave them alone. Let's grab these blocks of gold. I did end up just losing one to the lava, unfortunately, but we're not going to worry too much about that. Plenty of gold to be gotten all over the place. And I once again want to scan this area for Piglin Brutes, but take a look at how the lava is lighting that from down below. That's absolutely gorgeous. And part of me really wants to turn this bastion into a key component of my Nether hub once we start doing some of that, because, of course, the bastion feels like it occupies a fairly central position in the Nether. It's really not too far from my first portal. There's a Piglin Brute just... Oh, no, he's not a brute. He's just in the fog there. It looked like he was wearing a black set of clothing. It looks like we might be in the clear for the most part around here. But yeah, I think like the Bastion could make a really striking set piece for the Nether hub once we start making one of those, because we will need a bit of fast travel around the world sooner or later, and I have a feeling that we could incorporate the Bastion into the Nether hub in a really, really fun way. Now, we're definitely going to have to get down onto the lower levels here if we want to claim the treasure in this place. And it looks like we've got one chest over here, which I'm pretty happy just opening up, grabbing that Soul Speed book, a couple of gilded blackstone and some iron bits and pieces. Yep, we'll take all of this. Probably leave myself with a few arrows, but not worry too much about the excess there. And the gold leggings I can probably leave for now as well, but there will be ways to get further down into the Bastion, and right there in the center is the treasure that we're more interested in. Now, a lot of the piglins seem to have spawned on those individual blocks around there, which is good for me. It means they're stuck, and if they wander out from those spots, they're probably going to end up falling in the lava. Oh, hello! Here is one of our Piglin Brutes in a very easy position to get yeeted off into the lava. Yes, there we go. Oh, I think he landed on a block down there, which is lucky for him, but he can burn as far as I'm concerned. And as of right now, I don't think my activity here has alerted the rest of the piglins, which is good because you can get swarmed very, very easily if you're not careful in one of these places. So I think I will probably try and play it safe for as long as I can, and we can always try digging out from the foundations of this place once I've grabbed the treasure, because I really don't want to tangle with the most dangerous thing I think about this area, that Magma Cube spawner down there. So if we can block off the treasure room, that's going to be ideal, but I don't want to spawn Magma Cubes for any longer than I have to, because Magma Cubes on Bedrock Edition are lethal compared to Java. They're just so unpredictable, and they tend to fly through you. So I'm making myself a couple of staircases here to get a little further down. Going to block off the lava sources as well, because I don't want to mistakenly run into one of those. We've got another... Is that another Piglin Brute over there? Yep, I see the sheen of a gold axe over there. Well, let's see if we can get a little closer to him and deal some damage at a distance. Thinking I should at least throw down this boat in case he sees me, and any second now... Yep, there we go. He got aggroed, and he's instantly in the boat. Well, that means he can stay there for the moment, and I don't need to worry about dealing with him while the other piglins are around. I just have to keep a relatively safe distance and stay out of his reach while he's in that boat, and the other piglins will not pay me any mind. Alright, we're now on the opposite side of the bridge from the Magma Cube spawner, and so this is where we want to be if we want to play it safe and potentially retrieve the loot without spawning too many of them. I'm going to pop down here real fast and see if I can dig my way through this to allow myself slightly easier access to that treasure in the center. Now, we do need to worry about the Piglin Brutes. If we get a little bit further down here, we might spot a couple of them, but I think most of them are just standing on those blocks around the edges. We got two on one block there that are probably going to end up in the lava if they try and pathfind towards me, so I'm okay with that. Just got to keep my wits about me in case any of the brutes feel like dropping in on me from this level above, which occasionally they do. But you know what? I think we might have a fairly straight shot to that treasure room at this point, so I'm going to throw caution to the wind a little bit, dig through here, maybe chuck out a couple of the items in my inventory, because what we're after in there is actually some pretty valuable stuff. Yeah, let's chuck out the stick, the leather. There's a little bit of stuff that I don't really want. These stairs and so forth we can probably do without. Likewise, the golden armor we can always make more of or acquire more of from a mob spawner. I'll keep the blocks and stuff on me for now, because we probably want to block ourselves in once we're over here just to avoid unwanted Magma Cube and Piglin attention. But now seems like as good a time as any to bridge out towards that treasure room, and hopefully nothing is about to drop on me from above. I'm crossing my fingers on that score, because there is a lot of lava in here. Okay, the spawner is spawning Magma Cubes, so I'm going to drop over here and do my best. Oh gosh, the Piglin Brute that I knocked off the ledge earlier is right there. But I think what we're going to do is just block off all of this to prevent the Magma Cubes from getting in on that side. and hopefully the piglins won't see me if I end up taking the rest of this loot that's in here. And this being Minecraft RTX, of course, it's so cool seeing all of these shiny blocks all in one place. Makes me want to build a treasure room in the overworld when we can get to that point in the Let's Play, but I think for now we are doing pretty well just to be able to stay in here and avoid the wrath of those piglins. Hopefully, if it works the same in Bedrock Edition, they should just calm down after a while, and obviously the Piglin Brutes are going to stay mad, but I should be able to gather up all of this stuff and then just wait out the aggro in here. We've also got some projectile protection, unbreaking 3 armor. We've got a netherite scrap in there, and that does look like the only chest that we had in this treasure room, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you know what? I think I'll just take it as far as the gold goes. Whoa, okay, yes, that is one of those lethal magma cubes I was talking about right outside the window. Well, I think I feel a little bit happier wearing that diamond armor in order to make my escape. Let's break the last few of these gold blocks. I'm pretty happy having got a netherite scrap from this room as well, and I think if I can just break my way out of here, we should be able to make it back to the mainland and not have to deal with all of those magma cubes. I sure can hear a lot of angry piglins around me, and those 2 brutes over here seem to have noticed me, but let's try and block off this magma cube from getting too close. Yeah, there we go. Get out of here. You can't see me. All right, I don't know how much else is going to be down here. There are usually a couple of additional chests on this level of the Bastion, but to be honest, I'm a lot happier making my way out of here right now and coming back when I have slightly better gear all round. Getting out of the jump range of those magma cubes is definitely going to be my preference, but I think if I can bridge up to this next section here, just build a little staircase up, and we should be all good to go. Yes, there's our friend, the Piglin Brute, sat there in his boat, and I might leave him there for the time being. Potentially, we could find some use for him in future, maybe, you know, aggroing something in a farm. Maybe we can work on the with a skeleton type of farm at some point. If nothing else, it's fun to have just preserved a couple of Piglin Brutes in here in case we need them in future. But I think, all in all, a pretty successful Bastion raid. Really, not a whole lot of loot, but we got that diamond chestplate and a couple of other bits and pieces besides. A little bit of free netherite scrap. Never going to turn my nose up at that. And I think we'll probably make our way out of here. But before we go, huddled around the fire here, because I think we're in a fairly safe spot, let's take another last look down into this bastion, because it's so cool seeing all of the lights popping out of the walls, the glowstone in there providing a much kind of like more neutral light than how warm the lava is down there, and I love seeing all of this stuff uplit. It makes me want to build a ton of things with lava just lighting up from the areas below, and I think we'll do some stuff with that a little bit later in the series. Out here as well, those troughs of lava really provide such atmosphere to the whole thing. But I think if I'm careful, I can probably just build myself a little bridge out to the side here and quit this bastion for the time being. We'll be back though, because I'm really quite keen on the idea of converting this into part of my nether hub. Might have the occasional piglin strolling around, but I think if we build a nether hub, it's going to have to come through this bastion at some point to go any further that way. So I wonder what's in that direction. Maybe we can spend a couple of episodes in future exploring the world via nether portals. After braving the dangers of the nether, though, I feel like it's always so nice waking up in your own bed again in the overworld. So I think that's probably where we're going to leave it for this episode. We've got a whole bunch of stuff from that bastion. We got so much gold and bits and pieces that we can play around with in future, and I think a nether hub is probably on the cards. But folks, that is going to be it for this episode, and this is the last episode of the sponsored segment of this RTX series Season 2. But I am going to be continuing the series just under my own steam. I really want to thank NVIDIA and Scan once again for sponsoring these videos. It's been an absolute blast working with them, and I think I've come away with a series that I'm really quite happy with and looking forward to exploring a little bit more in my own time. So folks, thank you so much for watching this RTX series video. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.